So far in this African biographies series, we've met warriors, revolutionaries, writers, and independence leaders, people whose lives are now firmly in the past. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is the exception. Of all the figures we have discussed so far, she is the only one still living, which means her story is not just history, it is living memory. Sirleaf was born in 1938 in Monrovia, Liberia, a country with a unique place in African history. Founded in the 19th century by freed African Americans, Liberia developed a political system long dominated by an elite minority. By the time Sirleaf came of age, the country was already carrying deep social and political tensions. She trained as an economist and studied in the United States, including at Harvard University, before returning to Liberia to work in government. But politics in Liberia soon became turbulent. The 1980 coup, led by Samuel Doe, overthrew the existing government and plunged the country into instability. Sirleaf criticized the regime and was imprisoned more than once, a reminder that speaking truth to power in politics can be dangerous. Liberia's crisis deepened in the 1990s civil wars, conflicts that devastated the country, displaced hundreds of thousands of people, and shattered state institutions. By the early 2000s, Liberia faced the enormous challenge of rebuilding not just its government, but its society. And this is where Sirleaf entered history in a new way. In 2005, she was elected President of Liberia, becoming Africa's first elected female president and 24th president of Liberia. Her victory was more than symbolic. She inherited a country recovering from years of war, economic collapse, and political distrust. Her presidency focused on rebuilding infrastructure, stabilizing the economy, and restoring Liberia's standing in the international community. Progress was uneven. Rebuilding a nation rarely happens neatly, but her leadership helped steer Liberia away from the chaos of civil war toward a more stable political future. In 2011, Sirleaf received the Nobel Peace Prize, shared with two other women activists, for her efforts to promote peace, democracy, and women's participation in political life. When she stepped down in 2018, she had completed 2 presidential terms, a milestone in a region where peaceful transfers of power are not always guaranteed. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's story reminds us that African political leadership does not only emerge in moments of war and revolution. Sometimes it appears in the slower, more difficult work of rebuilding institutions, restoring trust, and proving that democracy can survive even after deep national trauma. And unlike many figures we study in history books, her story is still unfolding.